Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill back as Superman? Is it confirmed? It better be. All right, we're going to talk about it today on the show. Welcome to Mirror Domains, your place for entertainment headlines. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about Eternals 2. James Gunn blacklists some actors. Really? And Winnie the Pooh has a horror trailer out. Actually, we got a number of trailers we're going to be watching today. But we start off today with the big headline of Henry Cavill returning as Superman. What is this? Henry Cavill's Superman return teased by Industry Insider. Well, it's only teased, guys, so it's not confirmed. Is it a little bit of a clickbait title? Yes, but let's see what it says. It's teased by Insider. Now, we saw the reports out that, David Zaslav, the new CEO over there at Warner Bros., had this 10-year plan, and they wanted to, have it be around Superman and Batman. Okay, well, according to some source out there, I'm not even going to read the Twitter handle, because we got to take this with a huge grain of salt here, guys. But they say, I'll just say it, multiple scoopers 100% believe Henry is back. The DM I received said Cavill's back. This friend who told me this I trust very well and has always been skeptical over Cavill and Affleck returning. It doesn't say anything about Affleck, but Cavill would make sense to me because, yeah, Henry has said multiple times he loves playing Superman. He still has the cape in the closet. He still would play him. And I still think he's still got at least 3 or 4 films that he could easily still play Superman, but you got to get to it, man. This 10-year plan, don't make us wait 10 years to start your 10-year plan. Announce it like in the next 2 years we're getting a new Superman movie. That's what I want to hear. Not in 3 years, not in 4 years, in 2 years you better deliver. There's no reason why you can't. But, it just kind of falls in line with what we've been hearing. Before this, it was seen as impossible, but the tides are changing. Something has to be going on. So it sounds, that's what I take about this, is that it sounds like there has to be something going on. We saw the reports, as I said, from David Zaslav that yes, he wants to create a new Justice League team. We hear things like they regretted releasing the Snyder Cut because it really damaged the perception of what that universe is. I'm somebody who kind of there's things I liked about the Snyder Cut, but it's kind of like, I didn't like the aspect ratio. For me, I was just like, no. I'm mixed on it. I'm mixed. But all that aside, it will leave a little bit of confusion for some people out there that if you bring back Henry Cavill, does that mean that the Snyderverse is back? No, not at all, actually. And it'll be kind of like, well, we still got Aquaman, you still got Flash, and you still got Wonder Woman. So if Cavill's back, then is Affleck going to be back too? And you're going to rebuild the team up from there again and just kind of almost forget that Justice League thing happened? Who knows? And can you rebuild? That's a good question. I want to put it to you all. Can you rebuild? Like start from scratch with a Henry Cavill? Can you rebuild it and just totally ignore Man of Steel? I would, but because some people, it'll just be way too confusing. And go back to the John Williams Superman theme. That's what I would do. I know people love the Man of Steel score. It was an okay score, but for me, you got to wash yourself of that, and I would bring back the John Williams score, bring him back as Superman, put him in some role where he's not questioning his... he's Superman. He shouldn't be questioning, should I or should I not be helping people? That's never been, like, from what I understood Superman, that's never been something he's questioned. He's always been the good guy. He's the Boy Scout. Yeah, of course he's going to help people, right? It's kind of like, we don't need to see that fractured kind of thing. And we need to step away from, we got to try to make it realistic. We got to make it grounded in reality. He's Superman. No, straight up off the bat, you're saying that it's not in reality. So I say, if Henry Cavill wants to come back as Superman, and by the sounds of it, if you believe this report, that a lot of the, insiders are saying that it's going to be back, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me, and I want to see it. For sure, because I still think he can do it, and I would love to see Henry Cavill back as Superman. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear your thoughts on this. Okay, Art Glass Viking says in the live chat, at least Highlander is still on the cards, and most likely we'll get another Witcher season before Superman. Well, that's the thing too, the scheduling for Henry Cavill. So I know I say I want it out in 2 years, maybe 3 or 4 years, but still 3 or 4 years, guys. People go to college and graduate in that amount of time. I mean, come on. Our Glass Vikings also says John Williams' Superman theme is a good iconic. It's a Spider-Man theme. Good call. Yeah. And that would be a good way to separate the two universes, right? And bring it back to that. That's just, seeing this report this morning, it did get me a little bit excited because it's just like, I'm with a lot of people that Henry Cavill is awesome as Superman, and I want to see him get his chance to really shine. Because I understood what they were trying to do with Man of Steel. I just didn't like, they tried to change the mythos of Superman, and I didn't like that. Like, changing around how the father died and stuff like that. It's just, no, you don't need to change it. And if you feel like you don't want to show us his origin story again, then don't show us the origin story. We don't need to. We just, he's Superman. I want to see him fighting evil. Anyway, I digress. As you can see, I'm a little bit passionate about that. So I definitely do want to hear your thoughts on this. Does he return or doesn't he? All right, guys. Let's continue on with somebody else who's returning. And this kind of came as a surprise to me. Ben Kingsley returns to surprise MCU role in Wonder Man. Disney Plus Wonder Man. What the heck is that? So he is returning as, what the heck was his name? Trevor Slattery. He was in Iron Man 3, and then he was in Shang-Chi, right? Because he was the pseudo Mandarin. And actually, he was the best part of Shang-Chi. I don't know, some people will say, well, but come on, I really like Sean. I was like, no. For me, I just thought it tied up some loose ends that I wanted to see tied up, and I like that. But if Ben Kingsley wants to come back as this role, I mean, he can't, come on, he's an Oscar winner, he's top talent. So what's this? Wonder Man. Marvel's Wonder Man project at Disney Plus. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed the potential series. What do you mean potential series? Marvel's oldest character, Wonder Man, Simon Williams. He was introduced initially as a villain, but was reconceived as a hero in 1970s. Wonder Man. I don't know anything about this character. Slattery is hired to portray villain, the Mandarin. Yeah, we know this. We know this, guys. I just told you this. So they don't really say that much more about Wonder Man. Will mark Kingsley's 4th appearance in the MCU. Well, if you count that short film, I guess it's his 4th. The latter's director, Destin Daniel Cretton. Why does that name sound familiar? It feels like we just talked about this guy. Will co-produce Wonder Man with head writer Andrew Guest. Okay. All right. Well, as more unfolds about this, because as I said, I don't know anything about Wonder Man. I guess he was, and it's going to be a series, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be a movie, but whatever. Hey, Ben Kingsley, as I said, top talent. Can't go too wrong with that. What do you guys think? Do you want to see him back as Trevor Slattery or Slattery? I can't remember. Slattery, right? Yeah, our Glass Viking says in live chat, great light-hearted comic relief from Trevor, Ben, and Shang-Chi. Great to see him return. Yeah, that's another person who returns. let's stick with the MCU. Let's talk about Eternals 2. Don't worry, Eternals 2 can still work without Harry Styles, Star Fox. Well, guys, Eternals has been out for a while now, and he just showed up in a post-credit scene. And I guess people took that as, well, that's the next place where we're going to go. But if you noticed anything about the Phase 4 post-credit scenes, the post-credit scenes didn't really show us what was going to happen next anyway. So you got to take this with kind of like, well, people are just trying to figure out what's going to happen with Eternals, right? Because it wasn't very well received. But you hear that it's going to be pushed forward anyway. So... yeah, with Chloe Zhao returning to direct. I'm going to have to revisit this movie because I kind of put it to the back of my mind and just kind of like, I like the cast. It had some weird punches in it. It like some weird flow to it because you're having all of these characters and it was too many characters, I felt. Star Fox is not only the Eternal, but also Thanos' brother. Yeah. So if you don't know that, then Harry Styles, what's been going on with him? Why are you saying he can't be in Eternals 2? Well, I'm saying it because he just recently announced that he wants to take a break from acting after this year. And I think he's doing like a tour now or something like that too. Like he's a singer, right? So like he's doing something called My Policeman, and then he's doing Don't Worry Darling with Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh. And you would think that, hey, your career is going up like this, so keep going with that. He doesn't have to. He's already got all the cheddar that he needs. He can never work another day in his life if he doesn't want to. But, it does pose the question then, if he's going to take a break and you're not going to use Harry Styles, where do you go from there? And this article up on Screen Rant does offer some speculation, but that's pretty much all it is, guys. So the story does really have to depend on Star Fox's presence. Well, their presence. He can return in either the third movie or another one from Phase 5 or 6. Yeah. Yeah, because they try to, like, remember at the end of Batman Begins when it was kind of like he turns over the Joker card. I think they were trying to set up like that kind of a thing, which is logical to expect. But yeah, Harry Styles, I haven't been like, I'm not sold on him as an actor yet, and so I'm still waiting for Don't Worry Darling to come out, and I think that's where he's going to go like head to toe with actors like Florence Pugh, Olivia Wilde, and Chris Pine. And that's where I'm going to be able to see like if he's got the depth. Yeah, that's what I want to see. But hey, you know what? It's nothing official yet. It's just kind of like announced. People are trying to put together the pieces. And I mean, that's kind of what the theme of today's show is. I'm sort of, as we start out here, people are trying to put together pieces of information and trying to make a story out of it. So we'll have to see how that goes. Do you want to see Star Fox in Eternals 2, or can you wait, like for an Eternals 3 or later on down the line? What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Marvel is turning into a CW channel, but with money to spend on all the reoccurring cameo heroes. And that's what he was. He was a cameo. No bad thing. Well, that's the thing, is that it's because the previous phases in the MCU always had a clear direction. The post-credit scene set up the next thing, and then in Phase 4, it didn't really. Like, what did the post-credit scene in Shang-Chi do? It should have led into the next MCU movie, but it hasn't. And the Harry Styles cameo at the end of Eternals is like, well, how does this all go together, guys? Just kind of like, yeah. And then, well, we're done with Phase 4 now. So hopefully Phase 5 here is going to be a little bit better. Let's talk about moving into this next story here. James Gunn And then take a small break here. James Gunn blacklists. Talking about the MCU too. I guess he's part of that family, right? James Gunn explains why he won't work with certain actors. I don't know why you got a shot of Chris there, because he works with him, obviously. He's working with them right now, so he's not. Chris is not on the on his blacklist. But this is intriguing to me, because this has been kind of a theme that's been going around of directors and other actors. Like Brad Pitt recently came out and said that he doesn't want to work with these certain people. During a Twitter fan Q&A, Gunn shares his process when it comes to choosing cast and crew. In response to a question about recasting, he mentions he won't work with a-holes. So there you go. And he responded on his Twitter. So we got words from him directly. No, different films have different vibes. I personally am a loser than I used to be. I am personally looser. Sorry, not loser. I am personally looser than I used to be. I often change stuff on set, which was heretical to me around volume 1, but preparation takes many forms. You can be loose but prepared. Loose but prepared. I think that's what this show sort of is, right, guys? Loose, but I'm prepared, right? There's a difference between that and not giving, besides not caring. I don't use language like that on this show. I try to keep it PC and, does a production need to be rigid enough? Okay, so that's the question. If it's their temperament and it's serious, I'll immediately recast. Life's too short for a-holes, like he said. And it is too much. I couldn't imagine working with, actually I have worked with difficult people for years. But anyway, same if they're repeatedly very late. Oh yeah. Which I hate and unprepared. I have a long list of actors, A-list, and otherwise. I'll never work with for these reasons. Imagine, yeah, exactly. And I agree with James Gunn here. You signed a contract. Some people, some actors, and some maybe but crew, for some reason, I don't know why it is, if you're on a contract job, you feel like the normal rules of a workplace don't apply to you. Like showing up on time. Showing up with your uniform if that's the case, and I don't get that. You signed a contract to do this job, and there are people out there that think that they're the top dog and the rules don't apply to them. Vin Diesel. And, same if they're late and they're unprepared. Late and unprepared. Who could that possibly be? Vin Diesel. Anyway, James Gunn, and I don't blame him. I would totally have blacklists too. And I would have a clause in all my contracts. Hey, if you're late, if you show up like unprepared, not knowing your lines, like showing that you don't care, we have the right to terminate this contract on the spot. And you can't dispute it. You can't file a claim against us if you breach this clause. That's what I would say. But what do you think? Do you agree with James Gunn and his policy? It sounds like good policy to me. Because he says, I always do due diligence on actors and production heads with directors, actors, and producers and crew members I trust. If it checks out, they're jerks, not just cranky or curmudgeons, but actual jerks or irresponsible. I don't hire them. Some actors I already know, never even to consider. Yeah, that's the way I would. That's exactly the way that I would conduct myself. What do you guys think about James Gunn and his quotes here? I think they're pretty on point and very topical for today. Very topical for today's themes. Yeah, and it's hard not to agree with them. All right, let's take a break here, guys, and I'll tell you a little bit about the channel. Here are all the social media handles that you can follow. We do some stuff on TikTok and Instagram. And I think today, well, no, we're not going to do a post show today. We usually do a post show on Facebook live after the show, but we're going to be watching She-Hulk today after the show. But yesterday we did a full live reaction for House of the Dragon Episode 2, which was really awesome. That was a great episode. And I encourage you guys to go over there and check that out. And later today, is that it for today? No, later today we do have She-Hulk Episode 2 coming up. That's not the frame that I wanted, James. But yeah, 1:30, just in an hour, guys. She-Hulk Episode 2, and then tomorrow, Episode 3 of She-Hulk, and then Friday, guys, we have Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Episode 1. And I hear good things. The review embargo for the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power has dropped today. So early buzz should be in. And we'll talk about that on tomorrow's show. Because we do have a full slate here on the side. All right. Let's take some live comments here. Hourglass says, acting should be a privilege, not a right of entitlement. Yeah, some people, if you're not accustomed to certain things, you can get a big head, right? Yeah. All respect to James Gunn. You're either all in or out of the creative process. Be respectful to the director. It's an important job. It is. And I totally respect James Gunn, because if I signed a contract saying I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to give you my 100%. I'll feel bad. Like today, we were like 10 minutes late. I feel bad about not being right on the clock at 12 because I started in time. But graphics are not. Like, you would think it would be easy to throw like the graphics together like this, but it's not. It takes time, and it's simple. This graphic is very simple, but you gotta like cut things out and paste them and move them around. And time just flies like that. So it's kind of like I should have had enough time, and then it takes time to set up OBS. I guess I gotta account for that setting up for the next couple of days here, at least until I get back into the main flow of it all. What's going on here? I have to turn on the fan. It's getting a little hot in here. All right, there's our break. And I want to try to put in these little breaks here in the show. I want to get used to them, and I want people out there to get used to them. Because if the day ever comes that I'm going to have sponsors or something, then I have to have these logical breaks. All right, let's get back into the movie news. This is cool. Ursa Major castings. What is Ursa Major? Well, it's going to be a movie with Xochitl Gomez from Doctor Strange and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Cool. Oh, I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. 10 Cloverfield Lane was awesome. I liked her in Birds of Prey. And Xochitl Gomez was a real standout in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. A huge surprise, because she had to hold her own with Benedict Cumberbatch. So what is this? What is this all about? Ursa Major. Sci-fi thriller. Let's take a look at what the synopsis is. The film follows Charlie and Natalie, a mother and daughter fighting for survival on an Earth-like planet, hiding from a group of relentless hunters with the added threat of an imminent and deadly storm approaching. But Natalie, now a teenager, has begun to question her mother's decisions, her explanation of who they are and how they got here, and what they need to do to survive. So then I guess from that, you would say that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the mother and Xochitl Gomez is the daughter, right? Mother-daughter? Do you see it? Do you see it? Hey, it doesn't have to be blood related, right? It doesn't change the fact that they're both talented actresses. So let's go over to the IMDb and see what it says here. Ursa Major. It's in production, so no release date just yet. Follows a mother and daughter who fight to survive on a terraformed planet while hiding from a group of relentless hunters. Jonathan Baker and Josh Baker are directing. Okay. Is Big Bears and Ursa Major, or is it an address in space? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Artglass says there in the live chat comments. Good call. Ursa Major probably refers to it says, right here, terraformed planet. So it's a planet probably on one of the stars in that constellation, right? No other cast just yet. But I like the two castings. Sounds like everything is going forward on this. Popularity is going down, but that's just because, well, it just quite hasn't caught momentum yet. But I like the sounds of that premise. Mother and daughter fighting for survival on an Earth-like planet from hunters. Predator hunters? What? You never know. That would be cool. Okay, so there you go. Any comments? No comments. Cool. I'll be checking that out. Hey, this is just the early start of it, so if it gets going, then it gets going. And I'll report back with this as soon as I got more. Keeping with the sci-fi angle, let's talk about Avatar 2 and Sigourney Weaver. Apparently, Avatar 2 star Sigourney Weaver teases her goofy character. Goofy? Is that what you want to see in Avatar? A goofy character? We heard that she's going to play one of the kids, one of the Na'vi kids of Jake and Neytiri, right? Is that what I heard? Hey, let's take a look at this quote that she's got, and then maybe that'll shed some light. All right. There she is, Sigourney. And that's her character right there. So, Avatar, I can't really talk about, but I would say that it's the biggest stretch I get to play in every possible way. I think if James Cameron didn't know me really well, he wouldn't have cast me as something as goofy as this. Goofy. I had to work in a completely different way to play this character, a very physical way. Well, she's playing a younger child, right? So, well, I trust Sigourney Weaver to pull that off. It's just goofy is the word that kind of really stands out there. And you hear the rigorous training that they had to do to wear these underwater motion capture suits. So it's kind of like am I slowly getting excited? Maybe. I think stories like this starts to, okay, I'm interested with this quote. It does. It makes me curious because I want to see it. And there you go. Avatar 2. I'm on board, as if I wasn't already. I trust James Cameron as a director and as a storyteller to, even if I don't like it, like the first Avatar, it was okay. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. But I still trust, hey, Cameron has been known to make some of the best sequels ever made, right? With Aliens, Terminator 2. So it's kind of like Avatar 2. Yeah, he better deliver, and I think he will. What do you think about Sigourney Weaver's quote there about her character for Avatar 2? Does it get you hyped? You know what? This is the last day of August, so we got September, October, November, and then it comes out just before Christmas, right? So 4 months now. 4 months to Avatar. I expect the marketing pretty soon to ramp up here. All right, some somber news to talk about. This broke yesterday, and I saw it in the Twitter roundup, and I want to just readdress it here today, because I guess the director came out and has shared his condolences. So I want to acknowledge this. Triangle of Sadness director Ruben Ostlund pays tribute to Charles B. Dean, says her death is a shock and a tragedy. Yes, apparently yesterday this young actress passed away from sudden illness. And I was shocked because she's very young. I think it was 32. So Ruben Ostlund, there we go, took to his social media. He says Charlie's sudden passing is a shock and tragedy. It is an honor to have gotten to know and work with her. Charlie had a care and sensitivity that lifted her colleagues and the entire film crew. The thought that she will not be by our side in the future makes me very sad. That's very well worded. Man, that even made me get a little bit choked up reading that. At this difficult time, my thoughts go out to her loved ones, her family, and her fiancé Luke. Yeah, too young. Way too young. And sudden illness. It hasn't said, they haven't said any other reason than that. And as more comes out, I'll definitely report on it. But man, that just, you hear this stuff and it's kind of like, life is short, right? Life, you can't take it for granted. 1996, 32. Yeah. And she was just getting, it sounded like she was just getting a hold on, her career, driving in a really positive direction. So, Charlie Dean, wow, 32 years old. Yeah, she only had 11 credits, but she was in a TV series, Don't Sleep, Spud 2, Death Race Inferno. Bummer, man. Bummer. Charlie Dean. Rest in peace. Yeah. Okay. Very, very sad. And talking about Triangle of Sadness, it's kind of like a black comedy. Has a bunch of rich people on a yacht with Woody Harrelson playing the captain. And it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. Like these rich people are just so inept and clueless about what's going on around them. When they sink and land on this island, it's kind of like that was the fun thing about it, right? And now it's kind of got this dark shadow. Well, not dark shadow, it's just tragedy. Yeah. Bummer. All right. Moving on. Natalie Portman. Let's talk about an update, a story update. We spoke earlier, was it this week? Was it Monday? It must have been, right? We talked about the Natalie Portman series that got shut down, apparently due to some kind of threat of violence. But in this update, it appears that it turned out to be false or not accurate. Well, hey, we took it from the Hollywood Reporter, that story, I believe, or at least one of the major trades. So, and in that original story, this new series, Lady in the Lake for Apple TV, was filming in Baltimore, and I guess one of the production crews were chilling in their car, and some people came up and said, pay us $50,000 or something, or we'll shut down the production. And they apparently had weapons, but apparently they didn't. I guess This is why you don't want to run with everything right off the bat. But if you're wrong about something, hey, Hollywood Reporter comes out and states it. I'll come out and state it if I reported something wrong. Like the Superman story. Hey, I told you, though, that, hey, it's speculation. But it seems like it's going in that direction. And then if it doesn't, like we learn tomorrow that, that Michael B. Jordan is the new Superman from here on in for the next 10 years, then, hey, well, I'll come out and say it. But these are the day's headlines, and we just gonna have to roll with the punches sometimes. And this extortion threat, well, it was, from what I read here in the Hollywood Reporter, is that it was a little bit exaggerated from the police statements. Because when you make a claim like that, of course they're going to investigate. So, yeah. Apparently, the guy who made the first claim retracted his original statement. Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, really? Is this really happening? The production is getting shut down? And then you learn that hey, talking about working with good people, somebody who makes this claim as a production person, this is probably the last production you're going to be working on ever. Hey, there's lots of factory jobs out there. You can go work in a stamping place if you want. I know it sucks, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? Shoot in the air. Yeah. So that's what you need to know from this. It was over-exaggerated. Lady in the Lake, probably still going to continue on there in Baltimore. It's a period piece, guys, with Natalie Portman. Lady in the Lake. Update. Extortion threat. A little over-exaggerated. And I'm sure as more details of that come out, well, we don't need to bore each other with that. Just want to make sure we address that correction. All right. We do have a few more stories and trailers to get to before we get to Winnie the Pooh. But they're not listed there on the side. They're listed in the description. So let's get right into it. Yesterday, a trailer for The Sun, a teaser, really, for The Sun, starring Hugh Jackman and Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Hopkins, and Laura Dern dropped. And it's a really good teaser, actually. Peter has his busy life with new partner Emma, and their baby is thrown into disarray when his ex-wife Kate turns up with their teenage son Nicholas. Okay, so it's a family drama. And I gotta tell you this, when I watched this trailer, whoops, I was blown away. It's really only 50 seconds. So I'm not going to watch the trailers here today, guys. We'll walk through my thoughts on it, and maybe we'll watch a few sound clips from it. I just don't want to get copyright claim for it. So yeah, it starts off with him arguing with Laura Dern, saying you just can't show up here. So you can tell that they were from like a broken marriage. And I originally thought, by the sounds of the way that he was playing this, that maybe he broke up with her because he left her for a man. Like the way he was talking about this. You can't show up here. Like you're trying to hide the door. Like, why are you doing that? But he's not. We learned that he's with another woman and appears like a kid. And it looks like Anthony Hopkins is going to be playing his father, like Hugh Jackman's father. That's cool. And there's the kid right there, right? So at least it sounds like he's playing the father. Maybe he's not playing the father. Yeah, I think he is. And they work at the same company, obviously. A little nepotism here and there to hire your own son into the company. Hey, it happens. It happens. But I'm looking forward to the drama in this. Laura Dern is a good actress, and so is Hugh Jackman. but there's like a line delivery here from them. You get the impression that she's trying to pawn off the son on him because the son doesn't like the fact that the parents broke up and has either committed crimes or is having some other kind of serious mental issues. So I totally recommend that you check out this 20 or like 50-second trailer. And his new wife is kind of like, wow, this kid has got something off with about him, right? She doesn't like it, and he tries to tell her. So Hugh Jackman, I think he's going to deliver a great performance here, and I'll let you hear the part of the trailer that I liked, that really sold it for me. Back then, there's so much joy in our family. I feel like a complete failure, she says. Yeah, this part. It's this part, right?
I know. What's my fault?
Haven't I always done everything for you? I have the right to reinvent my life. It is my life.
Yeah. So it sounds like the son blames Hugh Jackman for going off, leaving the family and starting another new family. But it also looks like from this movie that Hugh Jackman's always loved the son and tried to do the best for the son. And there's that resentment there. And I think that's the big crux of what's going to sell this movie as a drama. And I'm looking forward to it. And it looks like it's going to affect him at his workplace. Because I think his boss is like, everything okay at home? And it's like, no, it's not. The son, yeah, wow. It's a powerful teaser. I totally recommend you guys check it out. Watch that clip that I just played in context. In the context of the teaser, it plays very powerful. Very powerful. Let's take a look at some of the comments. I really hope Hugh Jackman can pull this off and win an Oscar. Ooh, yeah, he deserves it for so long. Only competition this year would be Brendan Fraser in Whale. Not necessarily. Looks interesting. Cast is definitely a winner. Yeah, so this is going to be great. Florian already did a great job in The Father. So yeah, there you go. Looks like this looks absolutely good. So the majority of people here are really liking it. Really liking this teaser for The Son. And I liked it too. Go check it out. What is the release date for The Son? It does not yet have one. November 11th. November 11th is the release date for The Son. Yes. Cool. It looks like it's going to be a winner. I hope. All publicity is good publicity for Natalie. Maybe. Hourglass Viking says, if The Son doesn't have bone claws, I ain't interested. Kidding. I'd just watch Hugh in a heartbeat. Yeah, because it looks good. All right, another trailer dropped. And this one we're going to actually watch on the weekend on the Horror Weekly Roundup. It's a vampire movie called Slayers, rated R, sometime expected in 2022. A group of superstar influencers are drawn to a reclusive billionaire's mansion, only to find themselves trapped in a lair of an evil vampire. Oh, that sounds very much like a Fright Night scenario. The only way out is to be saved by a famous online gamer and an old school vampire hunter. Well, who's playing that old school vampire hunter? Thomas Jane is playing the old school vampire hunter. He's the one here in the poster with the beard. We'll take a look at some of the snapshots of this trailer. Cara Wayward, Jack Donnelly, Malin Ackerman, Abigail Breslin. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at some of the snapshots of this trailer. Abigail Breslin, there she is. All right, let's turn on the captions. And we're going to actually watch this one. Maybe we'll save it for the weekend. But this will lead us nicely into a segue into the next film. Look at this beard. He's got like the Santa Claus beard going on. He's barely recognizable. Thomas Jane. I like Thomas Jane as an actor. And I liked him as Punisher, too. I did. Slayers. So it starts off with a bunch of the teen YouTuber kind of crowd making their vlogs.
The director's people, he personally requested the stream
whatever
team.
They're doing. And I guess they get invited to go out to this mansion. Slayer sounds a bit like From Dusk Till Dawn. Expect a bit of a body count. I'm expecting a body count for sure. But it's going to be like, it's a weird mix of the cast that I like. So they get to the mansion. Looks like Malin Ackerman. It's going to be, where has she been? She was like really awesome in Watchmen, right? Come on, she was great. Abigail Breslin, she was Zombieland 1 and 2. She was in that zombie movie also with Arnold. Oh, what was that called? Rebecca or something? Where she gets bit and Arnold is the father and tries to hide her and protect her until like she becomes unmanageable as a zombie. It was a really kind of cool small film. Anyway, this looks like it's cheeky, like that same kind of tone that Bodies had, at least in the trailer tone. A little bit of From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, it looks like it's going to have that kind of cheekiness to it that I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Is that questionable makeup effects? I don't think so. You just see her teeth grow. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe a little bit of House of a Thousand Corpses, a little bit of From Dusk Till Dawn mixed with Chainsaw Massacre a little bit, but instead of Weird Family, it's vampires. And it's got Thomas Jane. Just, yeah, she's so, yeah. I want to see more of her. Kara Hayward. Don't know too much about her. Malin Ackerman. But like the production values, you would think it would sound schlocky. Maggie, Arnold's film. Yeah, thanks, Artglass. Maggie. Yeah, you would think that something as schlocky as this would have like lower production values, but it actually looks like it's shot competently. Okay, what's he saying here? Let's see what Thomas Jane is saying here. We'll watch this more in depth on the Horror Weekly Roundup on Saturday, and I'll learn a little bit more about it if I can.
It's vamp time.
It's vamp time. Okay, is that what he said? It's vamp time. All right. Slayers. Let's see what some of the comments are about this trailer. Love the look they're going for with Thomas Jane's character. Okay, so some people like the beard. The makers of this watched Day Shift a week ago and were like, yo, we need to make a vampire movie. 24 hours later, it was made. I still need to watch Day Shift. It's just, I don't know, Netflix is so hit and miss. It's just, my spirit to watch them has just kind of been beaten, right? Yeah, I still haven't finished watching The Gray Man. Gotta force myself to do it. Anyway, the way Thomas Jane looks in this makes me think he could easily have played Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead. Or Rick Grimes. Oh yeah, he's got the Rick Grimes had that beard going towards the end, right? So that it's all about Thomas Jane and his beard. Is that what you're going to tell me in these comments? Tell me something a little bit more interesting. I remember when they used to make good vampire movies. Hey, you don't know if this is a bad one. It looks worse than Jamie Foxx movie. To be fair, this looks most recently, which is something, but at least, whatever. This looks scary. Did he really say it's vamp time? Yeah, so it's got some cheekiness to it. hey, you know, that kind of schlock flair is part of the horror genre, so I'll be looking forward to this. Slayers. Abigail Breslin. Thomas Jane. Yeah. Our Glass Viking says Day Shift was a pleasant surprise. Oh, you actually like Day Shift. Okay. All right, well, yeah, I'll get to it. All right. Not Day Shift. Slayers. Expected 2022. No official release date on it just yet. What do you guys think about that? Slayers. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And let's get to the big story that everybody wants to talk about, even over Superman, is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh horror slasher film gets a deranged, bloody trailer. And it's so bloody we can't watch it here, but I may do a trailer reaction later on today. It'll be up on the channel, perhaps. Blood and Honey. First trailer. What do I say about this? Okay, so it does sound like Christopher Robin is in this. He did have the toys and or like stories or something, and then they get upset and come after them. I just thought it was going to be a serial killers that just had the masks that terrorize a group of kids, but the trailer doesn't seem to suggest that. When you try to do a film like this, and it's really a really wacky concept, it's very easy to go down the route where nothing is scary and it's just ridiculous and really like stupid. And we wanted to go between the two. Okay, so you want to go between the two, between ridiculously stupid and scary. That's hard to do. And I think just like in the Slayers movie, I think maybe that's the tone that they're going to go for. Between ridiculously scary. That's a hard word to get out. No, ridiculous and scary. Whatever. Anyway, let's take a look at this trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, it does start off with, this is the Christopher Robin, I believe. I think maybe we can listen to a little bit of it.
You know, you're the first person I ever shown this place to.
And why am I so special?
Because soon will be Christopher and Mary Robin.
Okay, so it is Christopher Robin. So he says, soon will be Christopher and Mary Robin. So they're a young couple. Looks like they're going out to his family cabin or something. But this is what I'm talking about. House of a Thousand Corpses, like underground mazes or something. Weird.
Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
100-acre woods. Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore. They were friends for many years. And actually, I gotta tell you this. Watching this trailer, I thought, it would be like really Birdemic quality. That's what I was expecting, but it's not. Like they're really trying. So Eeyore, rest in peace. So Eeyore is dead in this. Bummer. Huh? I didn't catch that first time through. So there's the treehouse. Have been abandoned by Christopher Robin. So then, yeah, we see that Pooh is there. And they're playing it like that's actually supposed to be Winnie the Pooh and not just a couple of psychos, kind of like strangers. You know how the strangers were just people who like to kill families that just wore masks. That's what I thought this was going to be like. But apparently it's not.
This place is kind of cool.
And then the fodder comes in. Sorry to refer to girls like... but that's what's going to happen to them. They're going to get slowly picked off one by Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. And we sort of see that in this trailer, and in very violent ways. Now, this was in the teaser, where he walks up and he's got like chloroform or something on a hanky. Yeah. So, yeah. What shocked me is that it also seems like it's got some performances in here. Like they're actually trying to act, which is surprising. Well, not surprising. It's nice to see. Yeah, look, this actress, whoever she was scared. You know? That's acting. That's good. You know? That'll help sell it, for sure. Because when it's low budget and schlocky, as the director said, on that cusp of being ridiculous, sometimes you just get the actors you can get for the price you can get, and sometimes those actors are not very good. But it looks like at least these girls are trying, or these are just the best takes. And then there's Christopher Robin. I'm sure maybe he gets killed in the opening act. There's Piglet in a pool killing one of them, and it's pretty brutal. He catches the head of one of them, and you see the head slice off. Ooh, it is violent. So I'm kind of oddly, morbidly curious to see this. Now, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. What do you guys think? This must be the evil underground lair of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, something. Yeah, there's Piglet, at least. It's hard to say, guys. It's really hard to say, but it is interesting. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Let's see what some of the comments are here. I don't know if this movie's going to be good, but I'm still going to watch it just for the novelty value. Yeah, that's what I would say too. The filmmakers were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should. Nice Jurassic Park reference there. Okay, after some serious thought, I've decided that there isn't anything that anyone can say to make me believe that this is real. Okay. Can't wait to see this. Says somebody, whoever came up with this concept is a genius. So it looks like most people are, for the most part, they're on board with this. Because it does look like it has a decent production value. It's not Birdemic 3 quality. It's not Sharknado quality. And it does have, like, if these two, like, if Pooh and Piglet, if it's pulled off well, it could be a surprise hit. Maybe Winnie the Pooh is a snuff film and they're real reactions. Maybe it is. No, it's not. It's not. But let's take a look at the IMDb and see what's going on there. See if it gives us a release date. Whoops. Post-production. So no release date yet. And it follows Pooh and Piglet as they go on a rampage after Christopher Robin abandons them. Okay. Now, I don't recognize any of the actors. No. But, as I said, in some of those shots, it did look like the actors were trying, and that's always a positive sign. Shooting at night in the dark, too. It's hard. Like, you can tell that these are like big floodlights they must have used to light the set. And the Pooh mask is kind of creepy. And Piglet with the tusks. Yeah. And it looks like, look at it. Is that a mask line? I think it is. So maybe it is just a couple of dudes wearing masks. It has to be. It has to be. And I know, I mean, not just in for the sake of like a person wearing a mask in the movie. I mean, in the movie, it's going to be revealed that it's just two guys wearing masks. It's not actually Pooh Bear and Piglet that evolved. That's what they're hinting at, but I don't think it's like that. But yeah, that Pooh Bear mask is kind of creepy, right? Creepy mask. And what are your thoughts on the Winnie the Pooh horror trailer? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. One final story that should be a huge headline. I was going to make it a big, huge headline, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. And if you got nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all, right? Emmys 2022 complete nominations list. It's TV. Let me guess. It's going to be Succession or House of Cards or whatever. Probably Succession is all going to be winning anyway, so why even bother with this BS? It's kind of... it's just like... Yeah. Anyway, let's see what some of the drama series, Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game. That was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, no, it was last year, but they already did the awards for last. Guys, we're coming down to the end of this year. What's going on here? This can't be. This has to be old. This can't be the 2022 list. What the heck is going on here? Stranger Things? Well, because Stranger Things is this year. But so then, what the heck is the time frame for this? There's too many award shows. Too many award shows. And you know that Succession's going to take it all. Yeah, and Ted Lasso. Yeah, Ted Lasso and Succession going to win it all. So why even bother watching it? Because it's really predictable. And hey, as I said in the beginning, if you got nothing nice to say, maybe I shouldn't even say it at all. But it's there. I see it. I see it, guys. I know it's there. If I hate to be a bummer if TV is your thing and you watch all these shows, and I don't have time to watch shows like that. I don't. I barely have time to watch the shows that we watch here on the channel. But yeah, it's tiresome. It is. It's a little bit tiresome. All the award shows, at least for me. All right, let's. We're sitting at here. We got about 6 minutes before I got to prep the next show, the one She-Hulk episode 2. So let's take a look at the Twitterverse and round out our day. At least the latest news. All right. Elsie Fisher has been cast in Summer I Turned Pretty Season 2. Okay. Oh, there's Pedro Pascal on the set of Pedro Almodovar's Strange Way of Life. Short Western. Okay. An answer to Brokeback Mountain. What? Harley Quinn has been renewed for a 4th season. Well, that'll make a lot of people happy. I don't have it, so I can't watch it. Yahya Abdul-Mateen, he's going to be in Aquaman 2. No, was he going to be in Aquaman 2? He was the bad guy in Aquaman 2, right? Well, he is. It's now like more than a year and a half away, so it's kind of like, whatever. Greta Gerwig and Jodie Turner-Smith on the 79th Venice Film Festival. Greta Gerwig, we just saw her in a movie with Adam Driver, right? Trailer for that, we saw that yesterday. Sadie Sink in The Whale. She looks younger there. So they must have shot it a little while ago. She even looks younger there than she did in Stranger Things Season 4. Huh. But I do trust her as an actress. Big star. Big star. First trailer for Winnie the Pooh horror film. Hey, look at it. It's got 1.6 million views, so people are watching it. Maybe I will post that reaction later on. Maybe. I already kind of did it. I'll cut me out. No, I don't know. Nicolas Cage to star in A24 comedy Dream Scenario. Produced by Ari Aster. Produced, not directed. If it was directed by Ari Aster, that would... I would love to see that. But if he's producing it, okay. Bringing on Cheer or Die. The 7th installment overall and the first horror movie in the Bring It On franchise. What? Hold on here. We're going to have to save this. Bring It On was about cheerleaders and having like dance-offs. Now they're going to do a horror version movie of Bring It On? Weird. That's actually kind of interesting. Sci-Fi's Cheer or Die. I'm going to have to save that for the Horror Weekly Roundup. We'll talk about that one for sure. What the hell? When a cheer squad practices their routines on Halloween weekend in an abandoned school, well, there you go, it has to be in an abandoned school, they are picked off one by one by an unknown killer. As long as it's not as terrible as, what was that in the high school? The Gallows. The Gallows was terrible. But if it's got that cheekiness to it, bring it on. It's just, you never put that together. Bring it on. Will Poulter, Naomi Aki, and Johnny Flynn star in musical heist film, The Score. Musical? I never thought he would be in a musical. Will Poulter? Can sing? Can he sing? Huh. Of course, we know he's going to be Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Maybe that's why he's got a little bit of some pipes going on there. Trailer for... Whoops. What is this? Oliver for Living, starring Bill Nye. Okay. Have to look for that maybe tomorrow. We'll take a look at that. The Hanging Sun, first poster. Who's in that? Is that Kate Winslet? No. Who is in that? No. Nobody I know. Just looked a little bit like Kate Winslet there, but I guess it's not. Okay, so more from the Venice Film Festival. All right. Okay, guys. Because I've been so slow today, I'm not... Oh, what's this? Leonardo DiCaprio is split from his girlfriend, Camilla Moroni? Uh-oh. Trouble in Paradise, maybe? Oh, well. Hey, we just saw. Sometimes you gotta break and reinvent yourself. Take a page out of that movie, The Sun. Right? And there we were yesterday with The Wonder with Florence Pugh. Okay, so breaking news: Leonardo DiCaprio back on the playing field for the ladies out there. All right, that's the way it's been in the realm of movie news today, guys. Join us in 10 minutes for She-Hulk Episode 2 full live watch along, and if not, join us tomorrow for more movie news. Hopefully right at 12 p.m. I'll make sure to be like 10 minutes early, hopefully. If not, hey, you'll find something that you like here on Mirror Domains. Full live watch-alongs for movies, series. Hey. Yeah, we do fun stuff here. See you tomorrow for more movie news.